President Park Geun-hye is in Indonesia for the APEC Forum and APEC CEO Summit, where she's touting her creative economy for regional political and business leaders. A Japanese document proving Imperial Japan's sexual slavery program during World War II has been revealed to the public. And at the crossroads of culture and technology, we bring you the latest on the Korean way. Hello and welcome to News Today on KBS World. It's Monday, October 7th. I'm Luke Clary. President Park Geun-hye has taken her creative economy message overseas. She's in Indonesia, surrounded by regional leaders for the APEC Forum and the APEC CEO Summit.
President Park Geun-hye is visiting Bali, Indonesia for a two-day Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Forum. On day one, Park spoke about the APEC Forum's role in promoting multilateral trade. She also stressed the importance of promoting free trade. At the APEC CEO Summit, which was held prior to the opening of the APEC Forum, President Park delivered a keynote speech in which she spoke about the importance of the creative economy, which the South Korean government is promoting.
저는 창조 경제가 한국뿐만 아니라 세계 모든 국가가 상호 개방과 협력을 통해 함께 성장할 수 있는 혁신의 패러다임이라고 굳게 믿습니다.
Park said that only through innovation can the government unearth new growth engines and create jobs, and that the South Korean government has been promoting the creative economy as a way to improve the economic situation through innovation. Park called for lifting regulations and overcoming financial, educational, and national barriers in order to achieve the creative economy. The president is carrying out her sales diplomacy campaign in Bali by holding bilateral summits with the leaders of other countries.
An official Japanese document has been distributed to the public for the first time. The document proves that the Japanese imperial government and military did in fact force foreign-born women into sexual slavery during World War II.
For the first time, the National Archives of Japan has recently released a document proving that the Japanese military had taken 35 Dutch women from a POW camp in Indonesia for sexual slavery. The document was titled Court-Martial in Batavia, Case Number 106. The document contained court records of the guilty verdicts given to 5 Japanese military officers. It also had the testimonies of 4 civilians to a government agency after the war about the details of them being raped. The ruling for a Japanese Army Lieutenant General sentenced to 12 years in prison described how Dutch women who had been imprisoned in Java Island in 1944 were taken to 4 locations and threatened into prostitution. Included in the ruling was a written statement taken during an investigation by the Ishikawa Prefecture Office in 1966 that admitted the women were forced to sign prostitution agreements. It has long been known that the 1993 Kono Statement admitting to the Japanese military's involvement in sexual slavery was based on this document, but this is the first time such a detailed record was revealed to the public. The document was transferred from the Japanese Ministry of Justice to the National Archives of Japan in 1999, and now it has been released at the request of a civic group in Kobe. Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe stirred up controversy by claiming that there was no proof that women were forced into prostitution and that the Kono Statement should be revised. But with the disclosure of the written proof, he no longer has grounds for denying Japan's role in this atrocious war crime.
In spite of strong local opposition, the construction of power transmission towers in the city of Milyang continues. Protests there continue as well, but no serious clashes reported over the weekend.
It's been 6 days since the construction of high-voltage power transmission towers resumed in Milyang. Workers are busy leveling up the sites to set up steel towers. The Korea Electric Power Corporation ordered the builders to continue working even at night. As a result, the basic construction of 5 sites is now almost complete. Concrete castings may begin as early as this upcoming weekend. This week, the biggest issue will be moving the protesters' tents. The Miryang city government removed one of the 6 tents last week and is to demolish the remaining ones this week.
이 운박도 우리 도로법에 저촉되기 때문에 집행을 계획하게 됐습니다.
Yesterday, some 100 members of opposition parties and civic groups joined local residents to protest the construction of power transmission towers. But no large clashes occurred during the prolonged standoff with police troops.
어르신들이 고령이기 때문에 최대한 건강상의 문제가 발생할 수 있기 때문에 최대한 좀 자제하고 중재하도록.
Today, some 50 residents of Dangjin, South Chungcheong Province, and Cheongdo, North Gyeongsang Province, along with more than 30 priests from the Catholic Priests Association for Justice, visited the tower construction sites.
Keeping tabs of your satellites in space is just as important as launching them in the first place. Researchers in Korea have developed a domestic technology for satellite surveillance.
Korea has launched 15 satellites so far, but it had to use information provided by the U.S. to find out if its satellites had entered orbit successfully. That's because Korea had no technology to monitor space objects. But recently, the Korea Astronomy and Space Science Institute has developed a space object monitoring system equipped with an optical telescope measuring 50 centimeters in diameter, a specialized camera, and a high-speed satellite tracking device. This technology is essential to see if a satellite is still in orbit even after colliding with other objects in space or when being infringed by other satellites. The new technology has already been implemented successfully to keep tabs on the satellites located in the skies above the Korean peninsula, such as the Uribyeol and the Arirang. The space objects monitoring system will be installed in Mongolia, Kazakhstan, and New Zealand later this year.
야간에만 관측이 가능하기 때문에 우리나라가 밤일 때 다른 경도대에 관측소를 설치함으로써 24시간 동안 인공위성을 관측할 수 있는 그런 시스템을.
With the development of its own technology to monitor space objects, Korea is now a step closer to becoming a satellite superpower.
A new service has debuted that could put a stop to annoying or even dangerous spam calls and phone scams. The application gives phone subscribers the information they need to protect themselves.
Spam calls and phone scams can be irritating for most people. Some scammers even pretend to be police officers demanding personal banking information.
네, 여기는 인천지방경찰청 금융범죄특별수사팀의 김 담당 수사관입니다.
일반 전화로 느닷없이 와가지고 정보 유출돼서 사모님 큰일 났다고.
To prevent such potential attacks, one mobile service provider developed a free caller ID application for Android smartphones. When an incoming call appears from an unknown number, the app shows how many times the number was registered as spam and even what the call is about. As of now, some 400,000 calls have been registered as spam or have been reported.
하루에도 약 10,000건 이상의 이용자가 스팸을 신고를 하거나 아니면 정보를 공유하는 빅데이터들은 실시간으로 이용자들한테 제공이 되기 때문에
Once such big data information is shared among smartphone users, it seems likely that this will stem the tide of voice phishing.
The intersection of culture and technology is fascinating. Performances and displays combining cultural content and cutting-edge technology are expanding the reach of the Korean wave.
Fireworks light up the night sky. A dramatic show of pyrotechnic devices, laser and video images is displayed. South Korea is the unrivaled owner of the technology for the multimedia fireworks show.
레이저라든지 조명이라든지 불꽃 연출, 음향 이런 것들을 통합해서 하나의 컨트롤할 수 있는 장비가 필요합니다. 이런 부분에서는 우리나라가 제일 앞서 나가기 때문에
These look similar to traditional Korean musical instruments. However, compared to the traditional instruments, they produce a variety of sounds that are also more powerful. A company developed the electronic musical instruments through a 3-year project. The band is planning to hold concerts overseas, including Japan and the UK. At a museum, when the showcase is opened, nothing but a sheet of transparent film is inside. A ceramic horse-riding statue, National Treasure number 91, is shown in a holographic photo.
상상력, 창의력을 근간으로 해서 문화적인 요소에 문화 기술을 더한 것이 바로 콘텐츠 산업이기 때문에 이제 문화 기술 없이 콘텐츠를 얘기할 수가 없습니다.
Korea exported cultural contents worth $5.2 billion last year. Its cultural exports have grown more than 26% each year. State-of-the-art technology is now being used to make what was once thought to be fantasy into reality.
Excellent photography of natural scenery can evoke inspiration and awe. But for photographers to get these impressive shots, it takes a love of nature and patience.
Majestic cliffs and rows of mountain summits jut out of a river of clouds tinted by a glowing morning sunlight. Unexpected snowfall in April coincides with the blooming of red plum blossoms. This unusual sight inspired a Buddhist monk to take a picture on his camera. Shafts of sunlight pierce through the misted pine forest, lighting the path for early bird trekkers. The blazing sun sets against the green ridges of Mount Sorak, and the flaming fuchsia-colored azaleas thrive among the rocks, heralding the coming of spring. During the summer breeding season, two Asian damselflies mate with their bodies contorted into the shape of a heart. As soon as leaves turn color at Pyeonsan Peninsula, an early snowfall covers the high peaks of Mount Worak in white, and snowflowers blossom on an ancient pine tree atop the Rocky Mountain.
산에 대해서 많은 애정을 갖고 있는 사진가들이 너무 많구나. 그 부분에 대해서 되게 고무적인 일이었어요. 그래서
Roughly 4,000 photographers entered a national park photo contest. The competition was held as a reminder of the beauty of Korean landscape and the importance of its preservation. The Korea National Park Service posted 80 award-winning photos on its internet homepage and plans to publish a photo collection.
Korean food is catching on in Russia. And to capitalize on this trend, Korean food companies are now developing products tailored for Russian taste.
Korean instant noodles called ramyeon are extremely popular in Russia. Russians say ramyeon is a must-have item whenever one travels. In particular, 400 million bowls of instant ramyeon are sold each year.
Обычно, если это поездка в поезде, я обычно покупаю доширак, потому что это очень удобно. В поезде есть горячая вода, очень вкусно, полезно.
South Korea has snagged a 60% share of the Russian ramen market. South Korean ramen products see a double-digit growth in sales every year. The sales are expected to top $177 million this year. South Korean products hold the largest share in the Russian snack and mayonnaise markets. South Korean soft drink and beverage manufacturers are also capturing a bigger market share in Russia, despite fierce competition with global multinational companies.
Леденцы. Это можно каждый день кушать, угощать детей. Сладко очень.
South Korean food producers are now making their way into neighboring Central Asian and Eastern European countries in light of their success in Russia.
Many women going through menopause suffer from snoring, a source of chronic fatigue and often a grumpy bunkmate. Here's how to prevent snoring to get a good night's sleep.
Snoring has long been considered a men's problem, but women are no exception to this affliction. Feeling tired in the morning and drowsy in the early evening are telltale signs of a poor night's sleep due to snoring. This homemaker is a snorer. She says she constantly feels tired.
집 아저씨도 그러고 애들도 그러고 코 되게 많이 건다고 그렇게 얘기해요.
Snoring tends to affect women after they hit menopause.
나이가 들면 체중이 증가하게 되고 상기도의 근육 활성이 저하돼서 상기도가 좁아지는 역할을 하게 됩니다. 특히 폐경기가 지나게 되면 여성 호르몬의 그 영향이 감소하게 됨으로써 체지방이 목 쪽으로 이동하게 되고 근육 활성 또한 감소되어서 수면 무호흡증이 3.5배 이상 증가하는 것으로 알려져 있습니다.
This homemaker also sought medical attention for similar symptoms. A 6-hour sleep study revealed her snoring. She also has sleep apnea. But not all snorers have the same symptoms. This condition is classified into 4 stages according to oxygen density in the body. Some of the symptoms include poor concentration and oxygen deficiency.
상기도 저항 증후군은 기도가 좁아져 있는 상태인데 완전히 막힌 건 아니고 힘들게 호흡을 하다가 자다 깨는 그런 일이 있는 거고요. 수면무호흡은 완전히 기도가 막힌 겁니다. 그래서 공기가 전혀 통하지 않고 답답함을 더 크게 느끼고 훨씬 더 자주 깨게 되죠. 이 환자분의 경우에는 이제 수면무호흡증이 있는 상태고 더 심한 상태다 이렇게 볼 수 있습니다.
Snoring not only hampers sleep but also causes hypertension, cerebrovascular diseases, and colon cancer. The condition can be treated by inserting a special device in the mouth or through surgical methods. In most cases, you can rid yourself of snoring by changing your lifestyle habits. Instead of sleeping on your back, lie down on your side so you can breathe more deeply. Also use low-sitting pillows like this. Playing wind instruments is also known to help alleviate snoring. We visited a music school along with this homemaker who snores at night.
이렇게 마셨다가 부셔야 돼요. 네, 들이마시는 숨이 있어야지 뱉는 숨도 있겠죠. 네, 그리고 이 모양은 그대로 고정.
It turned out to be a little more difficult than we thought.
이렇게 숨 내쉬는 게 그게 되게 힘든 거예요.
아무래도 바람을 들여마시고 내쉬고 하는 것 때문에 뭐 호흡하는 연습이나 뭐 그런 여기 입 주변의 근육이라던가 그런 데가 단련이 되지 않을까요? 네.
Playing musical instruments helps strengthen specific neck muscles, thus alleviating snoring and sleep apnea. The number of women dealing with snoring surges every year. So instead of hoping it will just go away, seeking medical help and making small lifestyle changes can make a big difference.
And now we'll take a look at the markets, followed by the world weather. And that's it for this edition of News Today. We'll see you at the same time tomorrow. Have a great day.